Okay, I want you to forget everything you think you know about countries. Just for a minute. Forget borders, flags, governments, all of it. Now imagine a brand new kind of nation, one that isn't built on land but on pure code, a digital fortress that promises something radical, absolute freedom from any central control. Today, we are diving into a vision that could completely redefine the state as we know it. You know, at the very heart of this whole idea is a massive question, one that really defines our time. Are we heading toward a future of total top-down control or one of radical, technologically guaranteed freedom? And this isn't some far-off sci-fi debate. That choice is being made right now in the digital systems we're all starting to use every day. But before we can even talk about the solution, we have to face the threat it's designed to fight. And this isn't some distant maybe scenario. This is what's being called the digital slavery order. So let's break down what that actually means. So, threat number one, the first pillar of this, let's call it a digital cage, is something called central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. In a system like this, money isn't just a neutral tool anymore. Imagine you want to buy a book about a controversial topic, and your payment just gets declined. Poof! Every single transaction you make, no matter how tiny, could be watched, controlled, and even shut down by some central authority. Okay, next up, social credit systems. Think of this like a universal score for your entire life, where everything you do is being judged. You post something critical online? Uh-oh, your score drops. You go to a protest, your score plummets. And a low score could literally lock you out of society. We're talking being banned from travel, denied a loan, or even blocked from sending your kids to a good school. It's an incredibly powerful way to make everyone fall in line. And the final piece of this control grid is carbon footprint tracking. Now, on the surface, this gets presented as a great way to fight climate change, right? But it could easily become a tool for controlling society. Imagine your right to travel or to buy certain foods or even to use electricity being tied to a carbon allowance that someone else sets for you. It's a really subtle but super powerful form of control over basically every aspect of your life. So this brings us to a really stark choice, a fork in the road. Down one path, you have a future of centralized control, where every move is watched, every dollar is tracked, and any disagreement is punished. And on the other path, a decentralized world of absolute privacy, money that can't be censored, and unconditional freedom. The contrast, it couldn't be more dramatic, and it perfectly sets the stage for a radical alternative. So, if the threat is a digital cage, what's the escape plan? Well, the proposed solution is as bold as the problem is scary. A digital fortress of freedom. Let's really explore what this fortress looks like and, how it would even be built. So what is this fortress exactly? The term used is a blockchain-based, decentralized technocratic state. Whoa, okay, that's a mouthful, I know. But the core idea is actually pretty simple. What if we could run a country on code instead of on politicians? In this model, all the big stuff, money, law, administration, it all runs on a transparent, unchangeable blockchain. That makes it pretty much immune to corruption and control. This new kind of state is built on 5 key principles. First, absolute individual freedom, where your rights are literally coded into the system. Second, unbreakable transparency, because every single government action is recorded on a public ledger for anyone to see. Third, technologically guaranteed justice, where laws are enforced by impartial code, not fallible people. Fourth, data-driven efficiency, making sure that decisions are based on hard evidence, not just popular opinion. And finally, and this is a big one, complete independence from the old systems of banks and governments. And this quote, this just perfectly captures the huge philosophical leap we're talking about. In this system, freedom of expression is not a promise, it is a technological guarantee. See, it's a massive shift from just trusting politicians to protect your rights to having those rights hard-coded into the very fabric of the state, where they literally can't be taken away. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, but how would it actually work? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. How would this new kind of state function day to day? Because the plan is way more detailed than you might think. So, at the very core of this system is something called technocracy, which is basically ruled by experts. Here's how it would work in 4 steps. First, you elect the most competent people to specialized councils using a totally transparent, decentralized voting system. Step 2, these councils use all the public data from the blockchain to analyze problems objectively. 3, they create policies based on that data and evidence, not on emotional appeals. And finally, every single decision, every penny spent is recorded on the blockchain, which makes corruption, well, virtually impossible. And the practical benefits here are just staggering. I mean, imagine a legal dispute being solved in seconds instead of taking months or years, all thanks to smart contracts. Or sending money anywhere in the world, instantly, without the insane fees and delays from banks, or having a media where censorship is literally impossible because the platform is decentralized. This isn't just a small upgrade, it's a complete revolution in how society could function. Let's just zoom in on the legal system for a second. Instead of old-school paper contracts, you have smart contracts. The best way to think about them is like a digital vending machine. You put in your coin, that's the terms of the agreement, and the machine automatically gives you your snack, which is the outcome. There's no need for lawyers or judges in the middle. It's just self-executing code that guarantees a fair and instant result. Justice becomes automated, transparent, and totally unbiased. And of course, the monetary system is really the cornerstone of this entire new society. With a decentralized cryptocurrency, you are your own bank. No government can freeze your assets. No corporation can block your transactions. No one can track what you're spending without your permission. It is the ultimate expression of financial freedom.
But this vision, it goes so much farther than just creating a better system for a few people. The ultimate goal here is to build something truly revolutionary, a state without borders. Let's just explore what that future might look like.
So, in this new world, your citizenship isn't decided by where you were born. It's based on a conscious choice you make to join a digital nation. It is a state with no physical borders, open to literally anyone with an internet connection. I mean, think about what a game changer that could be for people living under oppressive regimes. It offers them a real path to freedom and opportunity.
So how does a digital nation like this grow? Well, the idea is for it to be completely organic, not forced on anyone. It starts with a small group of early adopters, people really seeking freedom. Then, the network effect kicks in, right? Every new person who joins makes the whole thing more valuable and more secure for everyone else. Then, as traditional systems get more and more restrictive, you could see a mass migration to this digital alternative, until eventually it becomes a real viable global state, operating right alongside traditional nations, offering people a genuine choice.
And that brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? As the centralized systems of the world tighten their grip, will people start looking for refuge in a digital fortress of freedom? Is this whole idea just a utopian dream, or could it be the next logical step in how human society evolves? Honestly, the answer hasn't been written yet. But one thing is for sure, the future is up for grabs, and the choices we make today are going to shape the world of tomorrow.